recruit Judson. We watching the last Judson left. My name is Judson. I'm one of the top athletes in the class of 2017.
I think Bruce was playing football while he was still in the womb. He was a mover. He was a mover back then. The doctors used to tell me, you got yourself a little football player, basketball player, some kind of player in there, because he never stayed still.
His childhood began when he was 6, but before then, I used to take him out to the field around 4 and 5, and he was a little skinny guy, and he was very interested in football. We bought him my first outfit. I bought him was a Dallas Cowboy hat and a Dallas Cowboy shirt and the pants, the whole suit, and he wore that forever. Still got it, actually.
And my dad just always had me working out with the older kids, so once I started working out with the older kids, I just like love football. My dad just like brainwashed football to me, and then like watching my older cousin, my uncle.
When Bruce chose football, I was betting on basketball because he played a lot of basketball before he decided that he was just going to cross on over to football. So I had my fingers crossed for him playing basketball at the next level, but yeah, he came to me and was like, I think it's going to be football, and I was like, okay. I got to live with being out there in the heat, but either one, it didn't matter to me what he played because he was good at everything, and still now he's great at everything he puts his hand on. I think just turns to gold.
I wasn't one of those kids that wanted to be in the house a lot. I always want to be out there with my older cousins and stuff, or I'll be with the older kids playing football somewhere.
Growing up, Bruce was always in the emergency room for one thing or another. I can remember at 2 years old, him playing around outside, climbing the next door neighbor's fence, and all of a sudden he ran back into the house screaming, and I'm looking at him. I didn't see anything wrong, and pulled off his pull-up and hernia popped right out. So we had to rush him to the hospital, and we got it fixed, and not 2 or 3 weeks later after he recovered from the first one, then the other side popped out.
I had a basketball goal, and I was playing basketball, and my other cousins, they was probably like 12, 13, so they had lowered the goal so they can dunk. I couldn't really dunk, I was short, so I wanted to dunk one time, and my cousin Kenny and Scooter put me up on the goal, and I dunked the ball, and they left me there, and we thought water was in the bottom of the goal to hold it up, and it wasn't, and it just went straight back, and I fell on my arm, and I broke it. And I just broke my arm, and my cowboy boots, I had them cowboy boots out there playing basketball.
The funny thing about it was he was out there in a pair of cowboy boots, jeans, and a plaid shirt, and he was begging the firefighters, the ambulance, not to cut his shirt off. And once they did, they was like, oh my God, he has such muscles to be such a little kid, but he was always busy, always getting into something or another.
After his first year playing, 6 years old, he looked pretty good then, so I had no idea he was going to turn out to be what he is today.
The move from Orlando to Cocoa, it was kind of tough. I mean, I grew up there, popular, born and raised over there. Didn't want to leave, actually, it's kind of, I knew my dad and stuff was from here, but, like when I came down a couple of times, it's kind of slow pace. I ain't really like it, but I mean, the offense the school was trying to run, I was going to go to Jones, it didn't really fit me. I mean, I was probably ready to play high school in like Pop Warner.
He pretty much wanted to come here to play for Cocoa, so, I was kind of hesitant at first, because moving back to Cocoa, I had been gone for like 25 years, and the move to come back to Cocoa, it was kind of iffy. So I really didn't didn't want to come, but he kept insisted that he would like to come to play his high school football here at Cocoa. And so we decided to move back together and see what we can do.
After we made that decision to send Bruce over here to Cocoa, it only took after game 1 to see him flourish out there on the football field that I knew that it was the best decision we could have made. I mean, it's just like the sky opened up and everything fell out, the recruiters, and, he interviewed, and the awards that he made and the places that he's been able to visit. It's just been great, not that I didn't think it could happen over in Orlando, but it's at such a big level, more than I expected it to be.
I moved with my uncle my freshman year, coming down, and my uncle was all about the books. He was strong in the classroom. I mean, he took my phone for about like 5 months. I ain't had no football. I ain't had no phone for 5 months football season. I wasn't trying to get the grades, but I was, transitioned from middle school to high school. I thought I was good, but I didn't think I was so good to get offers yet. So like my first offer was Clemson. I had to check my transcripts. I had to grade, get it. Then after that, ever since then, I knew my uncle was right. So I knew what my uncle was doing was the right thing.
So we made that decision to let him come over here to live with his aunt and uncle, which is his father's brother. And everything was, I was comfortable with that. Everything was good. We knew we left him in good hands.
My mom had called me probably like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. I was at my best friend's house. And I fell asleep over there on the couch. She woke me up. She was like, "Your phone keep ringing." And I answered it. I was like, "Hello." My mom was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm home." She was like, "Your dad called you yet?" I was like, "Nah." And she was like, "Oh, well, your uncle just had a massive heart attack. He died." I was like, I couldn't say nothing. All I did is just, I hung up the phone and started crying.
He passed away last October, and he was the uncle that we allowed him to come live with. And when he passed away, it was devastating for Bruce. But he persevered, and he's sometimes it gets hard because he talks about it. Sometimes it's hard for him. But all in all, he just thinks back about the conversations they had, the laughter they've had, the time they shared together. So he's very, very happy that he did get that chance to come down here and spend that time with him.
I told my best friend, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm done with football. Every game, he was on the sideline. Like I always, like every time I could hear his voice. He'd be like, "Let's go, Nep." You know what I'm saying? Do this, do that. So that's all since then, that's all I know. That's all. Every time he not there, I look at my dad. My dad looks just like my uncle. So, but it's still not my uncle there on the sideline. So I just every time just like close my eyes and remember what he'd say before the game. Or when I score, just throw it the one in there for my uncle. Just look at the sideline. What he'll do, how he fist pound me, like, "Let's go, Nep." But I just act like he's still there.
They had a very strong bond. He's always said, "My uncle's crazy," so that he kept him laughing. So, and Bruce is a jokester as well. So they got along very well most of the time. They did bump heads, but like all uncles and fathers or whatnot, they bump heads.
Since that day, it's just like it changed my life a lot. It changed me how I look at things. I used to really didn't take like a closer look at things. Like now I take a closer look at things. Like I got a magnifying glass. If I can see the littlest thing, that's what I do. I focus on the littlest things. I see the littlest things.
As we walked into that funeral home, and they, look, I completely missed it in the beginning. Walked right on by, went to my seat, and I was stopped and said, "Did you see?" They had a mannequin, and they had the mannequin dressed in the cocoa high orange and black jersey with his number, and they had the helmet, and they had the football there. But You know, his uncle was very active in the football program there. He touched a lot of kids as well. So with them having displayed that, it was something spectacular. Yeah, it was a tearjerker, you know, because we all didn't expect it, and it was such a touching sentiment for them to have that displayed.
This is gonna be a big seat from here on out. It's gonna be big. I'm gonna play like I got a chip on my shoulder, like I got something to prove. And like I tell people, if you wanna beat Coco, you gotta stop me.
He showing what grinding do. Alright. Check him out, check him out. Hey, why that going in front of him? Check him out. Hey, they say grind turn in the side. Let's show him what grinding do. Alright. That shit came out of nowhere. It did. My cousin out there, that man tired, look at him.
Look at hard work, man. I throw up, then I get right back at it, man.
Well, we getting that work in, though. We always get that work in. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be great, man.
Lad Judson left me. I mean, I'm kind of the last hope for my family to make it out. That's why it's called the Lad Judson left. I'm the last Judson in my family to do something, to make it big. Everybody, all my cousins, my uncles, they played football. They was Judsons too, same last name, all that. They had the same opportunity. It's done now. They the opportunity went out. They ain't do the right thing. So now. Like, it's just like I'm in a corner and all my family in this room and it's all eyes on me now. I'm glad Judson left, so what I'm gonna do?